Oatly's not organic.
This is just cause.
I was very surprised to find that Oatly wasn't organic. Not necessarily because it seemed like Oatly was some perfect organic brand, but just because why did I not realize it? And I managed to miss it with Oatly. So I decided to do some research. And in the research I found that they do have a strong system of agriculture, especially in Sweden. In Sweden, where Oatly is originally from, they have a lot of organic farms, and the farms that aren't organic use a lot of practices to help make sure they're not applying as many pesticides to the field. But as Oatly has been growing really quickly, they've had to have more growers, and that includes growers here in the United States. Why Oatly is a great product, first of all, is because it tastes great. It's one of the best plant milks I have ever had, and what's amazing is that that is in large part due to their use of oats. Oats make a really nice plant milk, and oats are much better for the environment. They're a really hardy crop, they don't need a whole lot of water, so they're ideal for farming. Because of this, Oatly has been working with a lot of farmers in Sweden and in the United States who used to farm grain to feed to cows, but now they're trying to transition them to instead growing oats, or even including oats in their rotations so that the fields aren't left bare. Another strength of Oatly is that I believe that they really are working to be transparent. A lot of the information I learned about Oatly was from their 2018 sustainability report. They set up the report to be really easy to read. It's interactive, it has graphics. It really captured my attention. Whereas I have tried to read sustainability reports for other companies and they can be very dry and technical and difficult to understand. That's good because that indicates that they're trying to communicate with their customer base. However, lots of companies put out sustainability reports. That doesn't mean the company is sustainable. But here's where things get complicated.
I noticed that Oatly wasn't organic because I saw a label on the Oatly container that said glyphosate residue free. And I was like, oh, Oatly's glyphosate residue free. They wouldn't even need to put that on there if it was organic. And then I was like, where's the organic label? Oh, there isn't. And that was weird. Glyphosate is the most commonly used pesticide in the entire world. It is very effective at killing stuff. And when glyphosate is just by itself, it's an organic molecule, when it's by itself, it doesn't seem to be super harmful. But the problem is, what we have discovered in more recent studies of potentially carcinogenic effects, is that glyphosate, when it's mixed together with all of the other chemicals that make up the final product of Roundup, potentially does become carcinogenic. What's interesting now is their cartons no longer say glyphosate residue free. That certification's not on the carton anymore. On their FAQ page, do you use glyphosate Roundup on your oats? Their answer: our oat milk is certified glyphosate residue free by the Detox Project. As part of this certification, we submit our finished oat milk to a qualified third-party lab on a random quarterly basis to have it tested for glyphosate residue. So we're able to ensure that our oat milk is fully compliant with the specifications for glyphosate residue-free products. That didn't answer the question. And it's that makes me nervous, that they don't say some of our farms use glyphosate. We work with them to reduce the amount of glyphosate, but instead they just step totally around the question. It is insincere. The other reason that I am concerned about glyphosate use is because of farmers. Oatly is working with the Detox Project to guarantee that I am not exposed to glyphosate, but that doesn't guarantee that the people growing the oats that I am nourishing my body with are not being exposed to this chemical. Glyphosate works in plants by blocking the production of an important amino acid. It kills plants really, when it enters the soup of chemicals that is the human body, it's really difficult for us to predict what's going to happen. But there is significant evidence that shows it could be carcinogenic. If we believe that glyphosate is safe, but it turns out that it's not safe, the potential ramification is the illness and deaths of thousands. On the other side, if we believe that glyphosate is dangerous and it turns out to be safe, the worst thing that will happen is a company will lose money. I think the choice is clear, that saving people's lives is far more important. We should stop the use of glyphosate until we know that it's safe. Because the people using it, the farmers, the people who make our food, are the ones being impacted by this. I think it's our responsibility to make sure that they are safe. And that's why I care that glyphosate is used on my products. I'm not concerned about my own health. Of course, I don't want to get sick myself, but I will not put the burden of suffering on someone else so that I can have something good. The last thing I want to talk about is the carton. So these kinds of cartons, I actually didn't know this, but these types of cartons are a really high quality paper coated with plastic on the outside and on the inside. I had convinced myself that it was like wax or something and that this was like paper, and I was like, yay, it's so good. But this is actually plastic. And not only is it plastic, but the paper inside that this is made of is a really, really high quality paper. And the argument for that is, hey, people are gonna wanna recycle it because it's so high quality. But what that also tells you is that, I mean, it's made from trees, that trees are cut down to make this. So that's disappointing. Plus this complicates things because this is a completely different material than the rest of the carton. So basically these are super hard to recycle. They have to be like chewed up into a powder and then like chemically and physically separated so you can pull the plastic out and the paper out. So that means even if you put this in your recycling bin, it might just end up in the garbage anyway. Their manufacturer is Tetra Pak, makes their cartons, and Tetra Pak is an industry leader in trying to make cartons that are easier to recycle and more beneficial. So, you know, I think they're doing the best with what the industry has to offer. It's just that it's not good enough. One really, really simple thing that I think would be helpful is to just get rid of the little spout. You know, this is a type of material that cannot be recycled along with the rest of this carton. And so let's just have a tear spout. You know, it'll feel like elementary school, and then Oatly can make a chocolate oat milk, and then I can smash the little corners and pretend I'm getting more chocolate in my chocolate milk by doing that. It'll be fun.
Are you going to continue to drink Oatly?
The big burning question that you all have for me, I know, because you have stuck around to the end of this video, is, am I going to keep drinking Oatly? And a few days ago, I thought, yes, that I was going to keep drinking it, that I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt and give them a chance to prove to me that they will continue to be a leader. But I'm really not so sure. The more I read, the more I looked into their perspectives, especially on their FAQ page when they said, they answered the question of do you use glyphosate with a description of how, don't worry, our product is safe. That really bothered me, and that makes me feel like they're being disingenuous. So I really want to keep drinking it because it's a really good product. I would continue to drink Oatly if they were to make some concrete steps, especially as they are moving into this gossiped about potential IPO. I would really like to see them make some big claims and some big gestures demonstrating their commitment to sustainability. If I saw that, I would continue to keep drinking Oatly, for sure. If you would like to learn more about a circular economy and how the economy is related to literally everything that we do, please let me know in the comments below and tell me what products you're interested in learning more about and what parts of sustainability you'd like to hear me talk about. Thank you again for watching and getting all the way to the end of this video. If you would like to help us keep going, like and subscribe.
Made for humans. It's like milk, but made for humans. Wow, wow, no cow.